Tekken, my favorite fighting game, slightly above Mortal Kombat, was a game I've played pretty much my whole life. In that time span, the game has gone through many iterations, introducing many memorable characters along the way. So here's my top 5 list of my favorite characters from the series, some based on skill and some just because they look beastly. So to start out the list, my first character on the list is Armor King. I remember the first time seeing this character and I thought he was so beastly. I used to play with the regular King a lot and liked his style, but something about Armor King's black armor and silver gray mask just drew my eye every time I would get bored with the other characters. Or when my friends picked the regular King, I would pick Armor King to go up against them. Now, back during this time too, wrestling was extra big, especially for my stuff at least, and that may be another reason why I liked him, because he fit so well into that vibe. Number 2, now my go-to guy for pretty much any tournament I've had with friends or family, Gordo always got me a win. Now, when I first started playing with him back in Tekken 3, I remember pressing a whole lot of buttons and beating everybody. But I did end up learning some of his moves, like the kickflip thing where you make the opponent flip sideways and the backflips and whatnot. Now when I got older and finally got online and was able to play Tekken 6, I was able to beast a bit with him too. Now the big thing I liked about Eddie was because he uses legs instead of hands to fight, which I thought was cool, and I also loved his dreads. I also liked how when I picked him, it was hard for my friends to actually hit me unless they picked him too. Now, probably my favorite fighting character from any fighting game, Marshall/Forest Law, is my go-to character if I need a win. Now yes, you can say this is cheating since it's technically 2 different characters, but they both have the exact same movesets primarily, and they both pay homage to Bruce Lee and their father and son, so I'm gonna keep them on the same slide. Now, when I first played the original Tekken, I was a very big Bruce Lee fan and wanted to be just like him, so when I was able to play a character resembling him, I was always happy. I love that I was able to play against pretty much any opponent with the characters, with Law having good power and combos with his punches on top of the deadly range of his kicks, and boy, that freaking backflip. I've won so many matches with that backflip, it's crazy. Now, but yeah, back to Law. Now, Law is a beast and my go-to character for fun, as well as for any tournament style play or competitive play with friends. Believe me, you don't want these hands when I'm Law. Number 4, Kazuya Mishima, the badass martial artist who I pick when I want to be evil. Now, I remember playing with him back in the original Tekken days where I would spam his spinning kick move to actually beat the game, since I used to suck against computers back then. But yeah, Kazuya Mishima is another top character for me that I like both in his appearance and style. Now, outside of his spinning kick that won me many close battles, I also like his punch kick combos and brutal thunder punches that makes me so satisfied and evil when I'm punching my opponent around the screen. So yeah, if any of you play against me in Tekken 7 and you see me picking Kazuya Mishima, you best believe I joined the dark side, so be scared. Honorable mentions. So for my honorable mentions, I had to go ahead and add in my boy Brian Fury and Yoshimitsu to the list. Now, Brian is a freaking beast, and when I'm extra pissed off at losing fights, especially when I'm picking Kazuya and losing, I definitely go back to Brian and stay aggressive the entire fight, a lot of times pressuring my opponents to make mistakes. I also like his outro too, where he just keeps punching the opponent in the face after you win.
Brian Fury wins. Brian Fury wins.
Now, my boy Yoshimitsu with that awesome lightsaber-like sword that had me wanting to pick him a lot when I was a kid, because I loved Aliens and Star Wars. Heck, I still do love Star Wars and Aliens. Now, Yoshimitsu was never one of my favorite fighters per se, but I always thought he was so cool looking and made appearances in my other fave fighting game, Soul Calibur. Oh, and that freaking spinning kick was a beast too. Something about spinning kicks draws me into characters a lot apparently. Now number 5, and last but certainly not least, my boy Paul Phoenix. Now Paul isn't my favorite character from Tekken, but he's probably my second or third. But Paul is one of my go-to players in any real competitive matches because his fighting style fits so perfectly with me. Now he may not be as fast as Law, but all of his moves pack a punch, which I love, and the combos starting with punches going to kicks and flips are also what I love about the character because it gives me a good supply of moves to always keep my opponents guessing. And oh yeah, he rocks a freaking high top. Any character who rocks a high top and can fight are automatically going to be one of my top favorite fighters. Thanks guys for watching. This was my top 5 list of Tekken characters that I love either playing as or just looking at while getting beat up. If you liked the vid and would like to see more, please feel free to hit that subscribe button and leave a comment below on your favorite Tekken character and why. Cheers.